Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your continued support. President William Samoei Ruto is receiving very heartbreaking news. Every now and then, Kenyans continue to reject William Ruto. He is facing rejection and rebellion by every second. I have seen forums that have even been organized by William Ruto himself or some of his group. For example, there is this organization that they have called UDA Comrade Chapter. This is specifically a UDA affair funded by UDA. People like Dennis Itumbi are in charge. And when they get to those forums, before they know it, people start shouting, Ruto must go. It is now a very famous song. It is like a national anthem to William Samoei Ruto. Just the other day at Multimedia University, I think there was a graduation ceremony there. And one of the guests there decided or tried to convey Ruto's message to them. They rejected. So whether you talk of students, because there should be a very friendly or a cordial relationship between William Ruto and students who are graduating, they rejected that. Now, today, there was a concert at KICC, Kenyatta International Conference Center. There was a music concert there. And I don't know why all these forums must turn out into chanting Ruto must go. Something was happening, and before we knew it, the whole house was on fire. Ruto must go, Ruto must go. And I want you to listen very carefully because someone was asking, what has Ruto done to Kenyans? The answer is there. They are shouting and chanting Ruto must go, but why should Ruto go? They have an answer. And I want you to listen to this so that we can try and ask what is really happening with William Ruto and what is going on in his mind when he sees or witnesses such scenes.
Easy, ladies and gentlemen. Easy, ladies and gentlemen. Easy, ladies and gentlemen.
If you are asking, why are they chanting Ruto must go? They have an answer. They are saying Mwizi. So most of them feel and have concluded that William Ruto is a trickster, William Ruto is a thief. That is what they say themselves. Ruto must go Mwizi. Ruto must go Mwizi. And when you look at the persons that are shouting, those are not kids. In fact, some of them voted for William Ruto in 2022. Just 2.5 years down the line, they have concluded that not only is William Ruto unwanted, but that he's also a thief and he must go. This is the president of the country. His position is a symbol of national unity. And in fact, they have been yapping and going around saying that they have a broad-based government and that they are uniting the country. Yet, from every corner, you will hear people saying Ruto must go. In fact, these days, it doesn't matter whether William Ruto is there or not, as long as someone brings about his name, As long as someone wants to read his maybe a condolence message in a funeral ceremony, or someone just want to to convey his message, the congregation or the crowd will have a momentous and rapturous chant. Ruto must go, Ruto must go. For someone to label you a thief, they must have taken their time to scrutinize and study you to come to a conclusion that you are a thief. Now, I want you to imagine that the whole country thinks that their president is a thief. The president is sworn in to protect the wealth of the nation. The president is sworn in to ensure that not only will he be protecting, but will also be helping in creating wealth, in trying to create a conducive atmosphere for businesses to thrive. But here is a situation where even students who are graduating, people who just go for a music concert, simply look at Ruto as a thief. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, where are we headed as a country? And what kind of intelligence report that does William Ruto receive every day? The other day, Atuli was telling us that William Ruto will win very early in the morning because he has Raila by his side. He's got the whole of Western Wetangula, Mudavadi, Oparanya, and all that. And then he has Joe and all these political leaders. And then I'm looking at most of the crowds that are chanting Ruto must go. For example, in KICC. Do you want to tell me that the people who are chanting are maybe from Gachagwa's backyard? That was a mixed crowd from Nyanza, Western Coast, from Central, from Eastern, from Nairobi. And together, they are chanting Ruto must go. And that's why I keep on telling the political class that they should not be deceived that just because William Ruto has a conglomeration of leaders around him, that will translate into votes. It might not be that obvious, because if students and businessmen and all people are shouting and chanting Ruto must go, and these are people who are over 18, most of them are potential voters, then all this noise and chants about Ruto must go, the climax of it will be in 2027. And instead of people like Atuli, telling William Ruto that you will win very early in the morning, they would rather tell William Ruto the truth. Before Gen Zs went to the streets, there was this same, kind of telling William Ruto, deceiving him that he's the most popular president and that he will win, until people went to the streets. Then William Ruto realized that indeed he was and is still very unpopular. Now, William Ruto is in trouble because he is being rejected in his own country. When he got, to power, he presented himself as a man who was going to change the economy of the country. He told us that he was God sent. In fact, some people voted for William Ruto just because they thought William Ruto was a son of God, also to speak. Now, today you've seen the church rebelling. That means William Ruto has detached himself from the very reality. He came to presidency telling us that he had a plan, but I don't think the plan is working for him. So the church is rejecting him, the country is rejecting him. He also presented himself to the African continent as the new Pan-Africanist, only to realize that he was not a Pan-Africanist, rather he was a puppet of the West. Those are not my words. One of the leaders who embraced William Ruto when he came to power was Julius Malema. He realized he made a mistake and he had to come to the country to offer an apology and he was saying, I can't understand William Samoei Ruto. So the lies that he presented to the country has been exposed. The lies and the trickster kind of narrative that he gave to the African continent have been exposed. And now, to make it even worse, is that Joe Biden and the Democrats have been hounded out of office. And now we have the Republicans. They will not entertain the kind of lies that William Ruto had presented. Because William Ruto got a standing ovation whenever he went to the US. Joe Biden would single him out as a leader who loves peace. That is why he took the Kenya police to Haiti. Now that Joe Biden and the Democrats are out of power, he will not get an opportunity to lie to the world. So the rejection is in Kenya, rejection from African continent, and there's going to be rejection even at the international level, because I remember when Joe Biden invited William Ruto for that state visit, the speaker, who was a Republican, denied him an opportunity to address the two houses. They thought that was a waste of time and they would not give him such an opportunity. And so William Ruto is going to find it very difficult. People have scrutinized him and he has been exposed. I mean, how do you feel as a president who is seeking for re-election when people keep on singing Ruto must go? And then instead of trying to mend fences with Kenyans, to work on economy, practical science, to show Kenyans that things are working, his priority is to deal with Rigathi Gachagua. After impeachment, they still send goons to cause mayhem and chaos wherever Gachagua is. That his main priority is still promising kutenga, tumetenga hivi, we want to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is over. I can assure you. And if people still think that Kenyans are going to listen to their leaders in 2027, they might be very shocked, because Kenyans might decide to vote with their conscience. The Ruto must go chant might be turned into votes. And if that happens, asubuhi na mapema Ruto atashindwa. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen?